How could this happen? Yes, that was very necessary.
The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations.
Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do! This sucks!
Sykes, Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make you the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Right, Athena? Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap.
Now, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wildy blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
Objection!
Objection! Come on, Athena! Stay with me, Athena! Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai with mind-playing tricks. Apollo?
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it that you object to?
Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though, as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty, and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually... Yeah, I do! I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! That's a pose that is from the first game. Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really. But we'll be fine! Oh yeah, we'll be fine. But... I've got absolutely nothing. But that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is, too.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do! The real killer must have escaped from the locked room, one way or another.
Vague conjectures shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono.
Time to do or die, literally.
The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine! Just fine and dandy! We just need to think this whole escape a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's kind of small. It's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the Forbidden Chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out too. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. I need to rule out all the possible escape routes. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. Let's see. They escaped by calling, and then the phone sucked them in, and yeah, that's not even in the room. Well, the Forbidden Chamber's out, air ducts out, to the foyer, like, that's not even in the room, so it's gotta be in this area. Well, the only other option, window's too little, Forbidden Chamber, I mean, the window was open, but, like Athena said, but it's way too small. Could only fit like a mask through there. Remember that? A Forbidden Chamber, that was ruled out. Air duct, way too small, that was ruled out. So, I mean, the only other thing that can be pointed to is the front door?
Take that!
I would think. The hallway door? Well, yes. I suppose that would be the only way out. Humph. It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on the scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key? I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple. Right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but... Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you can explain yourself quickly. Yay. Yay. I'm fine. I can explain myself. Simple. Simple. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because Tenma locked it from inside. That would just point that he's the killer. No. It locked on its own. Yes! Yes, it locked on its own. A ghost just magically locked the door. Through the phone. The perp locked it from the outside. Yeah, he locked it from the outside. That's the only way I could think. I mean, that shows that Tenma did it. That shows that the ghost did it. Yeah, that's it. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door and locked it. Ouch! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. Yeah, it does, but I mean, the other two options were obviously not gonna happen. If only we could explain both. Like, how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from the outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before prosecution Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene, despite the room being locked tight?
Slipped in when the door was opened.
What?
That would be accusing Jinxie. Which, no. She had it on her. No. Threw it from outside. That sounds actually very reasonable. Considering the... It's not the right side. That's not the right... Considering the window was opened from that diagram, the window was opened right there, and it couldn't fit anything but a mask. That seems very reasonable. What's the last option? Changed lock. Yes, he got a not a blacksmith, a locksmith, and brought the perp had the locksmith change the lock and told him to hush up so that and only the locksmith and the perp knows that it was the perp. No! Threw it from outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room.
And where would you throw it from? There is a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing back the key in from there is an impossibility.
Oh, right, I forgot Ah! I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere else other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? I mean, that was really what I was going for. Could the key have been tossed in somewhere else other than the window? Yes, from the Forbidden Chamber. Yes, that's where. The only other place I could see is the air duct, but that is a long way. But sure, I've been gambling this whole time. Let's take that.
The air vent?
Yes, the window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer. Oh, sorry about that. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber, then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
Arrgh! That's preposterous!
Oh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice! I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even your honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Timataro murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Nice door opening effect there. That wouldn't be used in any other game except for a 3DS title. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Cool. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Ah, okay, so it's one of those kind of air ducts, okay. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. all that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. And then whenever they fled, that's when Jinxie came in. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing! Even I could follow that! Are you trying to make yourself sound stupid? Nice gavel you got there, too. It looks like it's coming out of the judge... the podium. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro, and there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey! It looks like that lawyer has beaten the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was total... I don't even know what that last word was. It looked like thumbnail, but I don't think it was. Order! Order! Order, I say! Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
Jeez. A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark. Huh? Then how come you, like, yelled a little bit back? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door? But that's exactly what happened! The killer fled from the ouch! But that is impossible without being spotted by the foyer's security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by security camera. Hey, you're right!
Silence.
Silence! Humph! I must point out every crucial detail to the defense. It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliff side of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. No! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? Huh. I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings, and flew off into the sunset. Bye! That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying creature, or a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying we can prove the killer could fly? I just pointed it out to everyone here. Whoa! I thought I was the one with the cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this one. Your Honor?
What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?